Jacob was ordinary. He lived a life of routine: wake, work, eat, sleep, repeat. He blended into crowds. He was a shadow, unnoticed, unremarkable. He liked it that way, or so he thought. His days were filled with mundane tasks. His apartment was small, tidy. His life was predictable, comfortable, safe, yet beneath the surface a disquiet lurked, a sense of something missing. He saw his reflection in the mirror each morning. A stranger stared back. Was this his life? Was this all there was? A flicker of something unknown stirred within him. Fear, longing. That night, sleep offered no escape. Instead, it plunged him into a swirling vortex of darkness. The nightmares had begun. The nightmares were vivid, terrifying. Each night he woke drenched in sweat, heart pounding. They whispered of fears he never knew he had. They chipped away at his carefully constructed reality. He saw himself falling into bottomless chasms. He felt the icy breath of unseen creatures on his neck. He ran through endless corridors, pursued by shadows. Each night the terror intensified. Sleep, once a sanctuary, became a battlefield. He dreaded the coming darkness. His days were haunted by the specters of the night. His life, once so ordered, began to unravel. He couldn't share this with anyone. Who would believe him? Who would understand? He felt alone, adrift in a sea of fear, desperately clinging to the wreckage of his former life. Desperate, Jacob sought help. He found himself at the doorstep of a dilapidated house. A weathered sign read, "Dream Weaver." He hesitated, then knocked. An ancient woman answered. Her eyes held the wisdom of ages. He poured out his story, his voice trembling. The woman listened patiently. When he finished, she smiled sadly. "Your nightmares are a part of you," she said. "They reflect your deepest fears. You cannot escape them. You must confront them." She gave him a small, smooth stone. "This will guide you," she said. "Hold it tight when you sleep. It will lead you to the heart of your nightmares. There, you will find your courage." Armed with the stone and a flicker of hope, Jacob returned home. He clutched the stone, its coolness a comfort against his palm. That night he surrendered to the darkness, ready to face his demons. Section 4. Descent into darkness, the labyrinth of fear. The world dissolved, reformed. He found himself in a labyrinth, the stone a beacon in the darkness. Each turn brought him face to face with his deepest fears. He saw his own reflection, twisted and mocking. He felt the sting of failure, the bitterness of regret. He wandered through corridors of broken promises, past echoes of his own mistakes. The air grew heavy with the weight of his unspoken anxieties. The labyrinth mirrored his own heart, a tangled mess of fear and doubt. He wanted to turn back, to escape this suffocating darkness, but the stone pulsed with warmth, urging him onward. He had come too far to retreat. He had to see this journey through. He pressed on, deeper into the labyrinth, his resolve hardening with each step. He was no longer the same timid man. He was changing, evolving. He was ready to fight for his peace. Section 5. The Shadow of Doubt, a crushing encounter. A shadow loomed, taking the shape of his greatest fear, a failure. It towered over him, its voice a chorus of self-doubt, whispering his deepest insecurities. "You're not good enough. You'll never be enough." The weight of every mistake, every missed opportunity crashed down on him. He felt himself shrinking, his resolve crumbling under the shadow's oppressive presence. Doubt threatened to consume him. But then he remembered the stone. He clutched it tighter, drawing strength from its warmth. He lifted his head, meeting the shadow's gaze. "You are not real," he whispered, his voice gaining strength. The shadow flickered, its form wavering. Jacob pressed on, his voice stronger now. "I am not defined by my failures. I choose to learn and grow from them." With each word, the shadow shrunk, its power diminishing.